right, here we go. We are live. Welcome so much to everyone that's joining us live. Today I have a special show prepared for you guys. It's all about HomeTown Heroes. If you haven't heard about it, it's a great down payment assistance program, which could give you up to $35,000 for you to use towards the purchase of your next Florida home. So I think about that, but there's a lot of little ins and outs and details about this program that I think are going to be better explained by an expert. And today I am being joined by my husband. If you know me personally, you know Joseph. Let me bring him up to the show and I'll tell you guys more about him. Hi, Joseph.
Well, hello. Good morning.
Good morning, honey. Well, I figured a fair disclosure. I want everyone to know we are a husband and wife team. Hold on, what happened? Did the video go out a little bit?
Well, you did. I didn't touch anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How about now? How's it showing on your side? Let me see.
It's clear.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
This is much better. Okay, so this is what happens when you do live video. You kind of have to recover really quickly. So give me some grace for that, okay? Please, thank you. Okay, as I was saying, I have my husband, Joseph, here with me, who, if you know me personally, you know Joseph. Fair disclosure, we're a real estate family. He is on the lending side, and I am on the sales side. So we're with different companies, but we do see some of the same scenarios. And what's really cool about this HomeTown Heroes program is that it could help a lot of buyers with their down payment and closing costs when they purchase their primary home here in Florida. But I say all of that, but there's a lot of ins and outs, like I was saying. So he deals with this program every day. He knows all the details about it. He's with Supreme Lending, and he's going to tell us more about all of that. So welcome to the show, Joseph.
Well, thank you for having me. As a matter of fact, this is an opportunity, and it's going to be very informative. Put it that way. This substance in the show. Yeah.
Yes. So let's get to it. What is the HomeTown here? We know it's a down payment assistance program, but I know it's specific for primary homeowners, right? Like you have.
Indeed, you are correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I mean, if our audience are watching our show, it's live, and this is basically our one of the flyers, the bullet points. So what it does, HomeTown Heroes is a government program, as a matter of fact. You know what this is for down payment assistance and closing costs. So it will really help those potential buyers to save some money, or perhaps have additional funds for closing costs. That's very vital. I mean, you want to close. Everybody, all of us home buyers, you want to, at the end of the day, you really want to get your loan to the closing table.
Yeah, and what's so beautiful about it is that it really, offers some relief to those families who have had to save for their down payment. You can still maybe supplement with some of that, but what this program gives you is the ability to have those funds available if you qualify. So tell us a little bit about, what are the qualifications? What are some of the things that, that would make someone eligible for this?
Okay, well, qualifications. Who qualifies? Really? Okay. Who are the eligible buyers? Okay, let me give you some synopsis here, very general information. Eligible borrowers must be employed full-time by a Florida-based employer. Number one. Okay. This is take note, this is strictly for Florida only, Florida residents. Okay. I think it's offering to in other states. I think 7 to 15 states, but we're going to focus on Florida home buyers only, okay? Because I'm licensed here in Florida and in the state of California. However, California is not included on this type of incentives. So Floridians, you're so lucky, okay? So let's get down to the bottom line. Who qualifies? Who are the eligible borrowers? Number one, borrowers must be employed full-time by a Florida-based employer. Okay. Number two, veterans are exempt from this requirement when providing a valid DD-214, or that's the release from the service. I do have that. It's an honorable discharge, but I'm a veteran. I do present that DD-214 to as you know what, a valid documentation if you are a veteran or not. Okay, and I am a veteran and I can provide that. Okay, a certificate of eligibility is not acceptable in lieu of the DD-214 for a veteran. That's a big asterisk right there, that you have to provide your DD-214, your release from the service, not your certificate of eligibility, because that certificate of eligibility, we can get that by calling the VA office. Okay. Third one is only one occupying borrower must satisfy this requirement, not including the non-occupying co-signer. So the only person that will satisfy the requirement in terms of underwriting is the main borrower. Okay. Take note here, a co-signer cannot occupy borrowers by satisfying this requirement. Okay, you don't need that. The co-signer doesn't need to occupy those satisfying requirements. Okay, and then only those appearing on the mortgage loans as an occupying borrower can satisfy the requirement. So basically, we're gonna focus solely on the borrower, you. Okay, and borrower must work for an employer that is a Florida-based business, which means employer must have a brick and mortar location in Florida that the borrower reports to and or works from. For example, if your company is from New York, and then like, you know what, you must have, that company must have not the headquarters, but an office here in the state of Florida. Okay, a lot of companies they have that. Like, you know, for instance, like Fidelity, just an example. Okay, like a finance company,
So
and
have
then
to have like a brick and mortar office in Florida.
exactly based in New York or Massachusetts, and then they have a company here.
Got it.
They have an office here in the state of Florida, and that would be a valid documentation or proof that the company has an office here in the state of Florida. Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Any questions so far?
Well, no, so far I just wanted to kind of highlight what we have on the screen, Joseph, because people are actually looking at that with the program highlights.
Yes.
Like you were just right on point. You were saying that it must be employed by a business located in Florida. It's also open to self-employed and full-time employees, right?
You are correct. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then the higher income and purchase price limits based by Florida county. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me just give you round numbers here. Like in terms of like, you know, what is the qualifying income? Honestly, that's what it is. A qualification of income. So like, you know what? Here in the state of Florida, you know, 128,000. Okay, that's the maximum. And then in some high cost counties, like perhaps like Miami-Dade, okay, Miami-Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach, you know what, there's a higher income requirement of 162,000.
Right. Okay. So you bring up a good point, because
Yes.
this thing is like a matrix. Anything that has to do with finance, like there's so many touch points for you to be able to know what your terms would be on your loan. And some of it even has to do with like where the location of the house would be. So it's not just the borrower, but the actual location of the piece of real estate that you're lending on. So I think it's really important that everyone just kind of checks their own situation and see how they qualify for this, which is the main benefit of this program, really. I wanted to get this information out there because if there is anyone listening to us right now, or maybe you can share it with someone that might be looking to get the funds to be able to buy the house, this could be a benefit to them. And so we wanted to get that information available to them. And then also, just encourage them to reach out to Joseph to really chat about their particular situation. Because, if you go by what, maybe your friend down in Miami's situation was like, you could be talking about the same hometown heroes, but like Joseph was saying, some of these things vary by location of the house. So not every situation is the same. So that's why I always encourage, every borrower to just chat with the lender, and then discuss what's going to be better for them.
Yeah, to piggyback on your statement, Angela, like really this hometown heroes it's really a case by case basis. So it's imperative to call me first to inquire, because your situation might be different from the other applicant, so
Right.
it's not like, it's not like unified or unison on just one particular scenario. It's got to be like it's a case by case basis.
Oh yeah. And then the lending is available on conventional loans, FHA, USDA. Tell us about that. All of those programs.
Yes, not conventional loan, FHA, VA, yeah, and USDA. All of those programs are like, are eligible programs
And
for
what's
this
the minimum
hometown
credit
heroes
score?
down payment assistance.
And what's the minimum credit score?
The minimum credit score is 640. Very important. Okay, 640 is the magic number.
Awesome. Okay, and another thing that's happening is that there's a time factor to all of these programs too. So we know that this program was funded with how much money, Joseph?
It's 100 million.
It's 100 million, which sounds
100 million until it's exhausted.
Right, and this program has been out in the market before, and when it was available before, it ran out in about a couple of weeks. It wasn't quite a full month. I don't think that that this was available, because everyone's trying to get it from the state of Florida. So there could be people down in South Florida and Central Florida and Northeast Florida all trying to rush to get their down payment assistance. So these funds become available when? When can you actually lock this in, Joseph?
Good question. Okay, so basically this one would be available on July 1st. Okay. July 1st of 2024. Okay. And okay, let me give you the bullet points here. When is it going to be available? On July 1st, reservation rate lock may begin for the Hometown Heroes program assistance. 0%, these are really the highlights on this. 0% interest for a 30-year deferred second mortgage, okay? 5% of the total loan amount not to exceed $35,000 with a minimum of $10,000. Okay? So basically you can use this whatever the sales price is. We will take that 5%. And you can avail that if you're eligible, and therefore 5% of the sales price with a minimum of $10,000. It's very straightforward. Any questions so far, Angela?
No, I think that's great. Another thing that I wanted to just encourage people to do is to just go ahead and start the process now. Like these funds are going to be available to lock in on July 1st, but you don't have to wait until July 1st. In fact, I wouldn't advise to wait until July 1st. I would advise to take action now. And how you can take action now is by getting pre-qualified for your mortgage. So it's at that point when you have a pre-qualification that you can actually move on to the next step, which will be securing the down payment assistance funds, right?
Yes. So here's the deal. Okay. So if you're talking about procedures, how is it going to be done? So the first thing that you need to do as a buyer or a borrower, is basically get pre-approved first. Number one, how much you can afford, if you're eligible for any loans. Okay, for instance, you're eligible for a conventional or FHA loan. So I can give you a pre-approval letter so you can shop around for a property. Okay, while you're shopping around for a property, we can start the pre-underwriting process. The first phase of underwriting, which is income, credit, employment, and assets. Okay, we knock that down while you're looking for your dream home. Okay, and then you can place an offer because you're pre-approved, right? Place an offer, and then once you have a fully executed binding contract, meaning you agreed to the contract as a buyer and the seller agreed to your offer. Now it's binding contract. If it's binding contract, and that's the time we will apply the Hometown Heroes, so we can do a rate lock. Okay, we can do a rate lock, and then the program begins on the rate lock. So once we lock your rate, your loan is locked. And guess what? Honestly, like, you know what they said, okay? Hometown Heroes, for their program, you have 60 days. No, we're not going to close. We're going to close sooner. We want to close sooner. So basically, if you have an offer of like a 30-day close, just an example, okay? Or 21 business day close. And that's fine. We will abide that closing date. That's very important. But come to think of it, like, you know, once you have that offer accepted, and then we can apply the Hometown Heroes, there's a separate application for that. Okay? So that will be connected to your loan application and the underwriting process of the loan.
Awesome. So it can all be done. You know, there's obviously already systems in place to be able to make sure that you get that amount of money. Also, the amount, I believe, is determined by 5% of the loan amount.
5% of the loan amount. You are correct. Yeah, you are 5% of the loan amount.
Okay. So it's 5% of the loan amount. So it's not fully 35,000. It could be 35,000, but that's the amount is determined by 5% of the loan amount.
Exactly, you are correct.
Many little details. It's like a matrix with finance, but
yeah. Okay, so let me just reiterate that again. 5% of the total loan amount, not to exceed $35,000, with a minimum of $10,000. So there's a caveat there.
Okay. It's all about the details, and I really think that. Yeah, I really think the best way to get the maximum from this program is to check out and see if you qualify. And
definitely.
The way to do that is just to connect with Joseph. I'm going to be putting down his information on the bottom of the screen. And why don't you tell them, Joseph, what's the best way for them to connect with you?
Well, like, you know what, they can give me a call directly, 904-580-2824. And if you give me a call or text message me, and then I can give you a link. I can give you a link to my website so we can do the loan app. That's a short application, or we can do the long form as well. But the short application,
we can actually put the link on the comments of the post for this video.
Oh yeah. I have definitely, I'm gonna give you the link, and then also, if you're not ready yet, like, there is I can send you a Calendly, so we can set it up on your the best time to set up your appointment. So we can put you on a calendar. So if you're not ready yet, but if you need information, you need to inquire with me, and you call me directly, and I'll give you all the information that you're going to need.
Okay, fabulous. All right. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and start, closing down the show. But first of all, I wanted to thank you so much for joining me today, Joseph. I've been wanting to bring this videos back. It's a passion of mine. I don't know if you've watched my videos for very long, but
I do. Yeah, I've been following. As a matter of fact, I've been binging on your videos. Yeah, because it's informative. That's that's the power of social media and everything online. Everything, let's take advantage of the digital age. That you just need to, call me, and then we can do it like FaceTime. I can help you out,
Yeah.
And I think we could meet at the coffee shop if you want to shake hands. That's no problem. Yeah, we could do that as well.
That too. And he does have an office as well, where you could also meet, right?
Oh yes, definitely, yes. So I have I have an office in downtown Jacksonville, on Laura Street. On the 25th floor of the Bank of America building. So if you'd like to meet face to face, we could do that. We have a big conference room, and then we'll assess your situation and make sure that you are eligible for this program. And it has helped a lot of first-time home buyers. Honestly, that's why they're revamping this with new updates. Forget the past. I'm just giving you the new information that's going to apply for the year 2024.
Yep. So here it is. Just connect with Joseph. And so about the show, I'm going to be doing more of these. I like the idea of a Saturday morning show. I think that people might find that easy to watch because most people are off on Saturday morning, you would think, but no, I work on Saturday morning. That's probably one of my busiest mornings of the week, Saturday, because that's when everybody's home, so I could, connect with people. And I think that this will be a really great way of connecting with my sphere on Saturday morning. So if you're watching me online, please say hello, share it with anyone who could benefit from this information. But yeah, I appreciate you being here with me today, Joseph, and I'll try to do these videos on Saturday mornings for you guys, and I'll bring you valuable content, stuff that you would want to know or you would want to share with someone who would be in the process of buying, selling, or investing in real estate. We're about bringing this value to you so that you can watch it at your convenience. What's nice about these videos is that once they're posted, you could, replay them when you want to, what is a good time for you. And like I said, today was all about bringing the value about the HomeTown Heroes, which is down payment assistance is available. So take advantage of that, all right? Until next time, remember to be kind to one another. And I will see you guys on my next video.
It's been a pleasure, Angela. We'll see you on the next one. We'll do it again, perhaps a different, all of our content here will be really helpful to buyers. We'll focus on the buyers and the sellers as well.
Yeah, we'll bring valuable real estate content. One thing about my videos, I find that it's, I try to make it where it's valuable. There's got to be a golden nugget in everything that we do. Something for them. It's not about, just them looking at us. We want to provide value. We want them to
substance and form. Yeah, that's the idea of the show. And I really appreciate you reeled me in, so it's really cool.
I reeled him in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have a way to do that.
Nice.
All right. All right, baby. Thank you so much for joining me. All right. Until next time.
Enjoy your weekend. Thank you.
Remember to be kind to one another, and I'll see you on my next video. Take care.